So Sony is a Japanese company that is a what's called a parent company. It's the Sony Group Corporation, and it's a multinational conglomerate. They do a lot of stuff. They own a lot of things, and it's really an awesome company right now after hours because the market is closed. It closed at 4:30. It closed at 4 p.m. today. See, that's what happened when you take a day off. You get rusty. Yeah, the stock market closed at 4 p.m. today. The stock market closed at 4 p.m. today, 3:59 Eastern time, and it closed at around. Sony closed at around $117.80, and right now, after hours, the stock is at $117.61. So we're slightly down. We're down negative 1.09, something like that. But that's no biggie. Stocks go up, they go down. Aftermarkets, there's not a lot of trading going on. So during the aftermarket hours, sometimes stocks happen to dip because there are more sell orders or after hour sellers than there are buyers. So or there are more buyers than there are sellers, and then the price will go up because that's supply and demand, and that's how that supply and demand dynamic works within the stock market. When you have more people trying to buy and not a lot of people trying to sell, the broker in the middle, the person who processes the trades, we are, in the market, it's kind of like an auction style. They have to raise the price to fill more orders. So that's how it works, and that gets into the whole ask bid price, which I've covered in our previous live streams. So make sure you go back and binge watch all of the content. I have reviewed some really, really great stocks. But today we're doing Sony. As I stated before, this company was up $2.11 today. And the day range was $116.23 to $117.87, which is not very much for a stock of Sony's prestige and size, especially with all of the crazy upward movement we've seen over the last couple of weeks, which has kept all of us on our seats. But I know we all prefer the stock market to go up rather than see it go down. At least most of us, unless you're a contrarian like me. I like to see the stock market go down so I can throw all my money in the market. No. But I do like to see the stock market go down. But I'm very aware that when the stock market goes down, it causes a lot of pain. And we have a lot of people, a very large population of retirees who depend on the stock market to remain relatively stable so that they can maintain their way of living. So no matter how much I personally want the stock market to go down, I do realize that when the stock market goes down, it affects more people than me, who a young person who is trying to build their wealth and really benefits from the dips in the market. If you are a senior citizen and the stock market is going down, that could be troubling. If you are retired or about to retire and you're dependent on your 401k funds to keep a cost of living. If you haven't ever heard of it, check out the FIRE community. They are awesome. They put out some decent content and they really stress retirement. So if you wanted to get a real quick education about retiring or how to retire, I would check out the financial group. I always mess it up. Financial Independence Retire Now. And their job or their post is their whole focus is on trying to retire early. And these people are like in their 20s and 30s and 40s trying to retire before they are 60. But because of that, they acquire a wealth of information about retirement. And it's really beneficial to anybody who's about to retire to look at the strategies that they're doing, because what they do is they are trying to maximize their savings and investments so that they can retire early and have financial freedom. And they go through some crazy lengths to achieve financial independence so that they can retire early. They are very frugal. They are more frugal than me, and I sometimes push myself to the limits of a stoic Buddhist monk or a nun or something of that magnitude. I have no problem depriving myself of fun or any of those things that people generally say, oh, you know, I gotta have. I don't really have those same needs all of the time. So they are really frugal, and they really push themselves to the limit. But they also explain a whole lot of theories that may help you if you're retiring for, if you're preparing for retirement. And that's really good, because retirement is hard. It's not something that we learn about. And generally when people start thinking about retiring, that's when they start researching retiring. And it can be very hard, confusing times, especially if the market is doing something crazy along the time when you start planning your exit from the workforce. But I talked enough about that. Let's get into Sony. This company has a yearly range of $72.45. That's the low, and the highest they went is $118.50. So if you are buying the stock right now or receiving a free partial share, you are actually getting in at a fairly high price. You are very close to their 52-week high. And that's as high as the stock went in the last 52 weeks or calendar year. Not the calendar year. That's the September to September year.